My name is Chrissy and I'm from the Chattanooga Public Library. And today we are going to be talking about basic genetics and alien creation. So we are going to be talking about basic genetics related to how we inherit general physical traits, or our phenotypes, from the alleles we inherit from our parents. We are going to use our basic understanding of genetics and inheritance to imagine a new alien species, and our aliens will have children that are the results of both parents' DNA. So first, let's review some basic genetics. At its most basic level, genetics is about genotype and phenotype. These two words are typically used together to describe the same living creature, but there is a difference between genotype and phenotype. An organism's genotype is the set of genes in its DNA responsible for a particular trait. An organism's phenotype is the physical expression of those genes. For example, two mice that look virtually identical could have different genotypes. But if they have visibly different traits, say one has white fur and the other has black fur, then they have different phenotypes. So how do we inherit our genotypes and phenotypes? Hereditary traits, or the things that you inherit from your biological parents, are determined by genes. There are two copies of each gene in our cells, and one of the copies comes from the sperm and the other comes from the egg. In a single person, these two copies, or alleles, are not necessarily identical. A Punnett square is a tool used for determining the possible genetic outcomes of a child of two parents, and they can be used to determine the parents' or child's phenotypes and genotypes. Punnett squares show all of the possible combinations of offspring genotypes that a couple could have. If the two copies of a gene are identical, like capital AA or lowercase AA, we say that the individual is homozygous for that gene. If the two copies are different, like capital A lowercase a, then the gene is heterozygous. This information tells us that our phenotypes, or the physical expression of our genotypes, are essentially based on likelihoods or percentages of possibilities. How likely am I to have brown eyes if one of my parents have blue eyes? How likely am I to have blonde hair if, say, parent number 1 is blonde and parent number 2 is a brunette? So using our knowledge of genetics and our imaginations, we are going to play a game of chance with a 6-sided die, virtual or physical, and a coin, also virtual or physical. Using 6 possible phenotypes for eyes, body, feet, nose, and antennae, we are going to roll the genetic die and create some aliens. These aliens will have babies, and we will then use a coin toss to determine whether the baby inherits parent 1's phenotype or parent 2's phenotype for each separate trait. These aliens will then have some babies, and we will use a coin toss to determine whether the baby inherits parent 1 or parent 2's phenotype for each separate trait. So let's talk about the sad history of the Martian species. Many years ago, on the planet Mars, there lived an alien population known as the Martians. They suffered a terrible fate. A meteor crashed into Mars and wiped out their entire species. The Martians were extinct. But recently, a super smart alien geneticist discovered the DNA that made up the original Martians, and using high-speed alien technology, decided to recreate the Martians. But this scientist is very busy, and this is very difficult genetic work, so they need your help. You have been asked to create the first population, the very first generation of Neo-Martians. So you have 2 goals: populate your alien planet and then breed the next generation. So we are going to use our creative imagination skills to see how genes are inherited or passed on from biological parents to their children. Genetic coding for different characteristics will be used to create an individual race of aliens, or the Neo-Martians. These Neo-Martians will then have babies. Who will these babies look like, and what will be the most dominant trait? So we're going to start off by making a population and then Martian babies. So follow the creation rules given and use dice to make a starting population. At least 6 Martians should be made. Select a happy couple to be parents, and then use a coin to determine the inheritance of characteristics by their babies. These are the alien genetic rules. 5 main characteristics make up a Martian: body shape, eyes, nose, feet, or something similar to allow movement, and antennae. Within each of these, there are 6 possibilities, or 6 different genotypes, determining a phenotype. These are conveniently numbered 1 through 6 for ease of creation by the roll of a die. So here are the instructions. You're going to start with a body type. Roll the die, see which body phenotype you have, and then you're going to draw your Neo-Martian's body. Then, how will your Neo-Martian move? Well, roll the die and see which movement phenotype you have. Final touch is going to be the antennae. Remember, this also tells you the assigned sex at birth. And you can even give a name to your Neo-Martian if you would like. So now that you have created your starting population, they have all grown up and now are ready to find their ideal partner to settle down and have their own little Neo-Martian babies. Congratulations on starting the Neo-Martian species. All right, so now's the time to have some fun with this. So we are going to join Mamie and Miranda as they show us exactly how the game works.
Hello, I'm Miranda.
I'm Mamie.
Today we are going to show you how to use your basic genetic knowledge to make your own aliens in a fun alien creation imagination game. As you heard in the intro, we are going to start by rolling a die or a pair of dice to come up with your body type. Now, body types are going to be numbered 1 through 6 so that when you roll your die, your single piece of the pair of dice, your single die, yes, you will get a number, it will correlate to a body shape, and Mamie is going to draw her body shapes, and I'm going to be using something called a PNG on my computer, which is basically an image with no background, and I can show you how to make your own. Alrighty, let's go. So, these are my body types that I made as PNGs on my computer. We have, starting over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And Mamie, would you please read to us what these represent?
Sure. So we have body types 1 through 6. 1 is chunky and round. 2 is boxy square. 3 is heart-shaped. 4 is gloopy blob. 5 is super spiky. And 6, slime covered and baggy.
So we are going to roll a die to figure out which body type our aliens are going to have. I am going to use a virtual die. I literally typed a virtual dice into Google, and it gives me a little robot die, and I roll it, and it gives me a number. So I'm going to do that really quick. It is saying I got a 2, so my alien's body will be boxy square. So Mamie has a real die, so you go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead and roll it. It's going to be out of the frame. I got 2 as well.
Well, look at that. So we're both going to have boxy alien bodies. So for me, I'm going to just copy boxy alien body, Command C.
Okay.
Go over to my blank page and paste him. And there he goes. And while I do that, Mamie is drawing her boxy body.
Yep.
And of course, these can be any color you want, any style you want, but this is just the template that we made.
All right, I'm just going to keep it simple. And I started out with just a box.
Perfect.
I'm assuming, there will be more features.
Yeah. Okay, so next we are going to again roll our die. What is the next body type, Mamie?
Movement.
So here are my examples of movement to kind of show basically how does your alien get around. And Mamie, would you please read what types these are?
Sure. 1, 4 feathery wings. 2, 2 hairy giant's feet. 3, 6 metal bouncy springs. 4, 2 skateboard feet. And number 5, a big mucus-covered slug tail. 6 is 2 fat baby feet.
Those are kind of hard to see, but there they are.
That's so great.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna roll my virtual die real quick and see what kind of movement I have. I got number 4, so that would be skateboard feet.
I actually got 4 as well.
What is happening?
Weird. Should I try? I feel like I should try again.
Let's try again.
We're just, all right, I got 6.
6. So you got fat baby feet.
Great.
So when Amy draws her baby feet, I'm gonna put my skateboard feet on my boxy alien. And this is what I like about virtual art, because for someone like me who's disabled and has kind of clumsy hands, I can make shapes very quickly and change colors as fast as I want. So it's really useful for me.
Yeah, and if you're drawing with markers, you can't change the colors after you start, so.
Sure. Okay, there we go. So, Mamie, what is our next body part?
We're gonna do eyes next.
Awesome.
If you roll a 1, draw 1 big cyclops eyeball. If you roll a 2, 2 eyes poking up from skin sticks. If you roll a 3, 2 round eyes with permanent purple eyeshadow. If you roll a 4, 3 cat eyes. If you roll a 5, 2 saggy, permanently sleepy eyes. And if you roll a 6, it's 1 eyeball with giant spidery eyelashes.
Okay, perfect. I am going to roll. Okay, I got a 2. So I have the 2 eyeballs and skin sticks.
All right, I got a 4, and that's 3 cat eyes.
Beautiful. Alrighty. So what is our... I love that.
Let's go ahead and do the nose. If you roll a 1, it's a big old green nose with warts. If you roll a 2, it's a cute little purple nose that turns upward. If you roll a 3, it's a normal sized red nose that always has boogers. If you roll a 4, it's a big old blue nose with giant nostrils. If you roll a 5, it's a cute little pink nose with freckles. And if you roll a 6, it's a normal black nose with a downturned tip.
I got a 5, so I got a little pink nose with freckles.
I rolled a 1, so I've got a big old green nose with warts.
Alrighty. Okay, so how is yours coming along?
Coming along. Oop, there we go.
Yours. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so our next is
Antenna.
And the antenna are important because they say what the sex is of your alien.
Oh, okay. For antenna, purple is female and green is male. If you roll a 1, draw 3 purple bouncy antenna. If you roll a 2, it's 1 green antenna with a fuzzy pom-pom on the end. If you roll a 3, it's 2 curly purple antenna. If you roll a 4, it's 2 green spiky antenna. And if you roll a 5, it's 1 purple one that always has purple smoke drifting out the end. And if you roll a 6, it's 3 green antenna that shoot laser beams from the tips. Okay.
Okay, I will go ahead and roll my die real quick. I got a 4. So I'm a male with spiky antenna.
Okay, I rolled a 3. So it's 2 curly purple ones. So it's a female.
We have a male and female. I can make a baby. And I vote that we can create mouths for our aliens if we want to.
Okay. Sure.
So I just drew him a mouth with my pencil tool, and I'm gonna fill it with, we'll pretend like the inside of his body is also purple. We'll do dark purple. So we also suggest that you name your alien. I'm gonna name my dude Benjamin. I don't know why.
Alien gal Adrian.
Benjamin and Adrian. I love it. Okay, so your next step is going to be to create your other alien, because basically your goal is to make a pool of aliens that can have babies and create more aliens, and then you're kind of repopulating Mars with these guys. So this is my founding male, and he needs a lady with whom to create an alien baby so they can propagate this species. So my next step will be to do exactly what we just did with our dye to create his baby mama, his wife, his partner. Here we go. To create his partner. So we're doing an abbreviated version of this project because for your own project, you're going to want a bigger dating pool than just 2 people or 2 aliens. But in this instance, Benjamin and Benjamina knew that when they met each other, that was it, and they're in love. So Benjamin and Benjamina are going to make a baby. And like you're going to be doing when you make your dating pool and you create your couples, when you have your couples, the way that you're going to decide whose genes get passed down to the baby is via a coin flip. So this coin flip is going to be how you decide which phenotype or physical expression of a gene goes to your couple's baby. And we're going to say that for heads, the baby will get mom's genes, and for tails, the baby will get dad's genes. Okay. So for me, again, I don't really have any coins on me right now, but you can Google virtual coin flip, and the first website that pops up is just a virtual coin. You click it, it flips around. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I believe Mamie has a real coin.
I do.
All right, so we're starting with body type. I'm gonna flip my coin. Tails. So my Benjamin and Benjamina's baby will have, wait, it's tails for dad. So the baby's gonna have a square body.
I got tails as well. So that means mine's going to be slime covered and baggy.
So now we do, was it movement was second?
Yeah, that's going to be the next one.
I got tails again. We're taking after old dad. What about you?
Got heads. So mine's going to have fat baby feet.
I don't know why it makes me so happy. Alrighty, so now we have eyeballs, I believe. And I'm going to flip my coin. Finally, I got heads. He's gonna get something from his mama. He's gonna have the big sleepy eyes.
Nice. I flipped tails, so mine's going to have big spidery eyelashes on one eye.
I love that.
Yeah, this one has gotten all my favorite features so far.
Yeah, that's a happy thing when it's the cutest, weirdest alien baby. So next one, we have eyes, movement, and body. Ooh, heads. So it's gonna have mom's nose. What about yours?
I got tails, so it's going to be a normal sized red nose with a booger. Okay.
Alrighty, it's time for the antenna. And boom, tails. He's got his dad's antenna. He is a boy.
I lost my coin. Oh my gosh. Doing it way too hard. All right, heads.
Do you have a lady?
A lady. Yes. A little.
All right, dudes. As you can see here, again, this is a smaller example of what you might do because you, again, would have this whole pool of founding neo-Martians. So you might have a few of your female Martians and a few of your male Martians. You'll couple them together based on who is least similar. You don't want aliens in your genetic pool that have too much of the same stuff that can mess up their babies, both in imaginary alien world and in real world genetics. So you'll match them all up, and they'll actually have a few babies. So Benjamina and Benjamin would actually have maybe 3 kids, and those 3 kids would end up dating 3 kids from some other alien couple, and then they would have babies, and then their babies would date and they would have babies, and so all the way down you end up with a whole world of aliens. And you can see as you look at them the genes, the genotypes that got passed down and turned into phenotypes for what you see in the alien themselves. And so again, here's my little family that is getting ready to grow, and maybe little Benji can meet, what's her name? What's your baby's name?
I don't know. There's the parents, and then this is Lola. Little
Lola.
baby Lola.
I think little Benji and Lola would have a beautiful gloopy baby.
I think so.
Yes. And so that's kind of how you would do that, you guys. And real quick, side note, if you are watching this video and you click on the PDF template logo in the caption, you will see my PDF of instructions for how to play this game, along with a bunch of body part and eyeball and antenna options that kind of look like this, so that you can go and make your own. You can either print that and cut these out and glue them together. You can do what Mamie did and just draw your own imagination of what these descriptions would look like. Or you can do what I've done and make some PNGs. And I can tell you how to do that real quick. So I think we've done it. Thank you. For those of you at home watching, we at the Chattanooga Public Library would love to see what aliens you have made. If you want to share the aliens that you made this way with us, post them online and tag the Chattanooga Public Library either on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love to see them.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing them. Thank
No way.
Bye.
Bye.